Her ex-husband beat her with a baseball bat, bound her, gagged her, stuffed her in a garbage bin, locked her in a storage unit, and left her for dead. She survived. And tonight, Teri Jendusa-Nicolai is here to tell her story. Now, from today's TMJ4, this is Wisconsin Tonight. Here's Carol Meekins and Mike Jacobs.
And thank you for joining us for Wisconsin Tonight. I'm Courtney Garish. Carol is off.
October, Domestic Violence Awareness Month. So tonight, we're going to hear from a woman who went from being a survivor to being an advocate.
Teri Jendusa-Nicolai is here to share how her ex-husband nearly beat her to death and then left her to die in a garbage bin.
We're going to speak with Teri in just a moment, but first, let's tell you more about what happened that horrifying morning.
January 31st, 2004, Teri Jendusa-Nicolai went to pick up her two daughters at her ex-husband David Larson's house. Her life was about to change forever. 10 a.m., Larson beat her with a baseball bat, repeatedly hitting her in the head. He bound her, gagged her, and stuffed her in a garbage bin. He put that bin in the back of his truck and took it to a storage unit. Teri, hardly breathing and blacking out, suddenly realized she had a lifeline. Her cell phone was in her pocket. She called 911. Investigators would eventually find her stuffed in that bin, buried beneath other bins in a storage unit in northern Illinois. Her feet were so frostbitten, she lost all of her toes.
During those many dark hours, I did not feel alone. God was with me.
Larson was arrested, later found guilty, and is now spending life behind bars.
And Teri is here with us tonight, a remarkable story of survival. Teri, how you doing?
Great, I'm doing wonderful.
Good to have you with us. Is it difficult to watch a story like that?
It is. In all the talks that I do, I've seen it so many times, it almost becomes surreal to me.
Yeah.
So your story was featured on the ID channel. I'm sure a lot of people are familiar with it. This reached a bigger audience. I think watching it, you know, your heart races for you. You wonder, how in the world did she survive 24 hours in a freezing situation in a garbage bin? How did you get through those 24 hours? What was your mindset?
You know, actually, I was thinking about my faith, thinking about my girls, how I needed to fight to stay here for them, and that's what kept me going.
It's been 10 years now since the attack come January. Does this seem like it was just yesterday, or is this ancient history?
You know, sometimes it seems like it was yesterday, and other days it seems like it was a lifetime ago.
Yeah.
Let's talk about David. When you first met him, did the abuse start right away in the relationship?
No, and actually that's when I talk to women, I tell them these people don't always come off as being abusive and violent right away. They can be very charming. They seem like they're very sweet, like they have everything together, and you really need to watch for the signs of control that come out later.
Yeah. Do you find that some women feel that, well, if they just do things to keep their significant other happy, then things will get better eventually? I actually did that myself. The first year of the marriage, I thought, if I did this better, if I did this differently, he'll be happy, things will be fine. And when you're with somebody like that, it doesn't work that way.
So your two daughters were little at the time. They're here with you today, and I noticed when we were doing the story, a lot of emotion on their part. How do you talk to them today when they ask about their father, or you're talking about that time in your life?
To be honest, they don't really ask about him. They went through counseling, and we did a lot of talking. We had a lot of support. They're doing extremely well today. You wouldn't even know that they would have gone through anything like that. And they're old, and they're very smart, and they understand what happened was very wrong, and we have a really different life today. Yeah, that's good. You are happily remarried now. Did you find that it was a period of months or years before you could be trustful of a man? Yes, it took me quite some time, and actually with my new husband now, it took me a while to even want to date him, to even want to be with him. But what I tell people too is most people are good. You just need to know the signs to watch out for. You've chosen to share your story, to talk to other women, to other people. What is your message to women who are right now in abusive relationships? Yeah. Women are strong. They're stronger than they believe they are, and no one at all deserves to be in a bad relationship. You mentioned just in the previous response, warning women what to look out for. What should they look out for? The number one thing is control. Someone wants to control you, financially, emotionally, isolate you from friends and family. those are huge warning signs.
Because then that escalates, can escalate into the physical.
And it might start out very sneaky too. You know, well, I want you to stay home, or I don't want you going out with them because I want to do something with you. And after a while, you realize that you're really being torn away from everything that you used to do.
Not loved and appreciated.
Exactly.
Anything you want to add before we wrap things up here? It's great to see you again.
Thank you. It's great to be here with you again, too.
Yes.
You know, we are making a lot of progress in changing laws to help people who are suffering with domestic violence, and things are getting better. So if somebody is in a situation like that, male or female, there is help out there.
Yeah, it's good to see that smile on your face.
Thank you.
Teri Jendusa-Nicolai, thanks a lot for sharing your story. I know it's been a difficult 10 years, roller coaster, but you've really turned a negative into a positive by helping others.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So if you are in an abusive relationship, again, never hesitate to reach out, ask for help. We have more information about our Stop the Violence campaign. It's on our website, tmj4.com.